Hello everybody, here we are, and in the morning, of course, it was quite hard to just simply continue with the life, and that is why here I am. We'll be live continuously for 2 to 3 hours maybe, and we'll be working on the same Google Meet Clone project. We have to actually configure a lot of things right now, so we are gonna be just simply working on them. Alrighty then, without any further delay, let's simply get started. Before even that, let me make sure that everything's clear. Let me turn on the chat as well, so that I can just simply focus on what I'm supposed to be focusing on. I hope it does make sense. And with this particular thing, I'm gonna be just simply going ahead from here on. Alrighty, without any further delay, let me get going. Let me spin up. By the way, there's a lot of things that we have to talk about, especially I have just covered almost more than 60 to 70% part of the DevOps, because there's a lot that is yet to be learned, so I'm gonna be learning about that. But overall, basic DevOps section is done. That simply means I can easily deploy any website using Kubernetes and all. So once this project actually gets done, so we will be using Kubernetes, we will be deploying the project over there as well. So this is how it's gonna be done, but let's see how many things we can cover. Coming back to this one, the project that we have to focus on, let's simply start working on that, and that is it. This is what we are going to be doing for the coming 3 hours, and then we'll call it. There were some to-dos that we had here in the morning, and what is actually happening right now. Let's talk about the configuration, the code that we have right now, and how our code is actually behaving. So whenever the page reloads, whenever this page reload happens in our Google Meet project, so at that time user gets disconnected, and that's it. Ultimately, the meeting ends for that particular user, and then user has to just simply connect to the meeting again, and this is how it just simply works. Right now, we have to change this. What our main goal is that. The thing is that even if I reload the page, user should be disconnecting, that is for sure. So user disconnects, so user is gonna be disconnecting just like this. And when the user actually disconnects, then of course when the page reloads, user is gonna be back. That user is gonna be the same user, right? So what should ideally happen over here, that when the user is back after reloading the page, at that time user should be connected again, and even WebRTC connection should be established again. So establish. Okay, so these two things should be getting done, and that's what we want to focus on. So ultimately, what we've been doing so far, that whenever the page reloaded, we've been just simply removing the user. So what have we been doing so far, that whenever page got reloaded, we removed the user from the connections. Ultimately from the connections as well, because its connection got lost, and from the meeting as well. So the user was just simply disconnected. What should ideally happen now? If I'm reloading the page, the user that I have, that should still be the part of meeting. The user should not be removed. As for this particular connection, what I think that the old connection should still be there, and whenever the user joins again, at that time, just a sec, a few things are gonna be happening over here. So ultimately what I have mainly two things. I have the connections and I have the meetings over here. The user should definitely be the part of the meeting, there's no doubt in that, because even if the user disconnected, until unless there should be actually two options, ideally. Leave meeting and end meeting. When user is clicking on leave meeting, at that time user should be completely, there are two things. There is page reload. We have to handle a lot of things here. There is page reload, and apart from page reload, there is something called ultimately leave meeting. And probably we need to work on one more thing. Let's go with this much only for now. So there is reload page and there is leave meeting page. And for a host, there can be end meeting as well. So if the host ends the meeting, that will be ended for all. So just for the host, it should be visible. Alright, we are going to be working on one more functionality over here, end meeting as well. So end meeting, this is mainly going to be just for the host. Host can only end the meeting and no one else. Okay, so these are the three things that we have to simply focus on over here. The first thing is the reloading the page. So whenever I reload the page, at that time what should happen? So whenever I reload the page, just a sec, let me select this. At that time what should usually happen? That user should still be the part of the meeting. So user should be there in the meetings, and connections, let's keep the connections, a user in the connections as well. And whenever the user joins again, at that time WebSocket connection is going to be replaced with the new one. So this is what is gonna be happening when the page reloads. And apart from this particular thing, when the page actually reloads, at that time two things are gonna be happening. First of all, WebSocket will be connected, connection will be established, and similarly WebRTC connection will also be established. So these two things are gonna be happening, and once these things are actually done, we have replaced this. So ultimately, yeah, that's fine. And we have the new WebSocket connection over here, and few things that we have to do here: inform user about others and inform others about user. So this should happen when the page reloads. Ultimately, we are not really removing the user from the meeting or the connections. We are just simply replacing the value whenever the user is going to be joining. This is the one of the first thing. The second thing is this, leave meeting. So when user clicks on leave meeting, user is removed from the meetings. Similarly, user is removed from the connections as well. Then even here what we need to do one more thing. Whenever the page reloads, user will still, but inform others about left participant plus change the UI front end state. Again, I will be talking about it. Like if the user actually reloads the page, the user should be removed from the front end state, from the participant section, and when he joins, then he should be the part of that again. And then whenever he joins again, at that time of course I'm gonna be informing others, and also he will already join the meeting, but this is something that we have to do here. Coming back to this one, user should be removed, that's okay. Meetings connection, user is gonna be removed, and as soon as the user is removed, inform others plus change the front end states. So we are gonna be doing this thing, and that is it. And apart from this particular thing, redirect the user, redirect to the dashboard page probably. So these are the things will happen when the user actually clicks on the leave meeting. Reloading the page, simply user will be back in the meeting again. Leaving the meeting, user will be removed. And lastly, there is something called end host. Again, there can be changes in the config, like planning that we are making. So it's not like it's not gonna be changing, but overall this is how it's gonna be going on. End meeting, whenever the meeting ends, so ultimately at that time remove all the connections from the backend, remove the meeting from the backend, and inform others about the end of the meeting by the host, just like this, and redirect others or redirect everyone to /dashboard. So overall these are the things that we have to focus on. This is gonna be the to do number 1, this is gonna be to do number 2, and this is gonna be lastly to do number 3 that we are gonna be focusing on. So let's simply start working on this one. So whenever I reload the page, at that time I have to inform others, that is for sure. And even we are doing this, but we are doing it when we are ending the meeting. So even when leaving the meeting, at that time we are definitely informing others as well for changing the state and all. The same logic is going to be used. And whenever the user joins again, we are gonna be informing this particular logic is already written. The only thing that we have to do, we have to sort of create some functions so that we do not repeat the code, rather those functions are gonna be used. So first of all, let's go with this. So whenever the page is reloaded, user should be there in the meeting, that's okay. Inform others about the left participant and change the state. This is something that we have to focus on. Got it? So let me be back here. Quite a lot of things that we have to do. First of all, whenever the page reloads, at that time this WebSocket connection will be closed. So that simply means this particular event will be triggered. Yeah. When this particular event gets triggered, I already have the meeting ID. How I got the meeting ID? From the URL, of course, whenever the connection got connected. So here we have some to-dos. When the connection gets disconnected, inform others. Of course, we have to inform others, and we are doing the same thing. And don't remove the user from the meeting WebSocket server. That's right. When user gets connects again, inform others. Get the WebRTC connection established. Yeah, these are the things that we have to focus on. Coming back to the main important point thing over here. We have to find the left participant. Yes, we have to find. So we have found the meeting first of all. Meeting participants and the connection ID we already had. This is the left participant, that the participant who actually reloaded the page. Once we found that, get the left participant info. So left participant index, then left participant info we have got here. If we don't have left participant info, then what we are doing actually, coming back to this one. If not left participant, well, this is not something we have to do. Or probably this is something we have to do. If that is just the reloading the page, even if host reloads the page, the host should be coming back. The host will still be part of the meeting. Or should someone else become the host at that time? Reloading the page should not be taking a lot of time, right? So if the host reloaded the page for some reason, socket connection is gonna be disconnected. I will not remove the host, or probably let's even not remove the participant from the UI. What is the use of removing the participant? The thing is that participant just reloaded the page. The participant is gonna be back again. So there is no sense changing the state on the front end side as well. Let the state be same, because the user is definitely gonna be back. So this logic that we had, like change the front end state, we don't really need to do this, because we know that the participant just reloaded the page, participant is gonna be back. So this is done. And get participant info, left participant, that is right. WebSocket send a message. By the way, here what we are doing, if there is no left participant, how are we calculating this? Like this, not left participant. Just a minute. So when we are getting the participants, host is also the part of the participants, isn't he? So when host is also the part of the participant, so if there is no participant, what we are doing, meeting host, if there is no left participant, so host ID is gonna be, if meeting host exists, meeting host ID, otherwise empty. Then I'm gonna be getting the WebSocket connection, labels normal, types not requesting to join the meeting. I'm gonna be forwarding the connection ID, and this message is gonna be sent to the thing is that, why did I create this? Not requesting to join meeting. Got it. This happens when suppose you requested to join the meeting and then suddenly you got out of the meeting. So at that time you are not requesting to join the meeting. So this particular event gets triggered. So get the left participant, by the way. This particular thing. Event when user decides not to join the meeting after sending a request. So when the user sends a request to join the meeting, then he suddenly decides that no, I'm not going to be joining that. So WebSocket connection gets established, but whenever the WebSocket connection gets disconnected, so at that time, simply means the user hasn't user sent a request to join the meeting, and as the user sent a request to join the meeting, then suddenly user's connection got disconnected. That simply means the user is not the part of the connections or the meeting yet. That's right. And WebSocket connections, user is definitely the part of the connections. That's right. And I'm gonna be informing the host with the ID of that particular user. That's fine, no problem with this. So this thing will work, definitely work. So ultimately what happens, user will just simply send a request to the host to join the meeting, and when the user actually gets connected for the first time, whenever the connection gets established at that time, here it is. So whenever the connection gets established at the time inside the connections, I'm saving the WebSocket connection by default. That simply means whenever the socket is connected, WebSocket connection is established, with the help of the connection ID, I'm just simply saving the WebSocket connection as well, persisting the WebSocket connection so that I can access it anytime. And whenever the connection gets closed, at that time I'm gonna be getting the meeting. Once I got the meeting, I will be checking whether the participant who got disconnected, that is a part of the meeting or not. If that is not part of the meeting, that simply means user sent a request and then got disconnected and all. At that time I'm gonna be informing the host. So ultimately this is the WebSocket of the host, if I'm not wrong, connections host ID, yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna be informing the host about the participant who is not willing to join the meeting right now, not requesting to join the meeting, and host will be removing it from the front end side, from the host's request side, where you actually allow and deny, that particular user will be removed. So ultimately state is gonna be changing on the front end, and this is done. Do we need to change anything over here? Suppose user sent a request and reloaded the page for some reason, or just left that. In that case, this should definitely happen. It should be removed. Do I have to make any changes over here for the current behavior? I don't think so. By the way, one thing we can do, there can be a to-do over here. When the user, that's actually a to-do, let's have this to-do over here. What is the to-do? The to-do is pretty simple. When the user sends a request to join the meeting, show a loading or show a waiting show a request allowed page. Show a page, that's simply that shows that after host has allowed, user will be allowed to join the meeting. So this is the thing that we have to do. Again, this is one of the to-dos that we have to focus on in the project. And coming back to this one, in our main case, come on, where is the main code? This is the main code. This is also fine, let it be here, and this particular message should be here actually. That would make even more sense. Remove the left participant from the participant array. This is something we have to stop over here. We don't have to remove the participant from the participant array. End the meeting whenever the page reloads. Do we have to end the meeting? Not really. We are not even gonna be ending the meeting. So we are gonna be doing this, by the way. Let me comment them like this. So we are not gonna be even doing this. Handle host left. Reloading means host left the meeting, is that so? Not really. Reloading means the host is gonna be back. So let me comment this as well. This code will be written somewhere else when I'm actually leaving the meeting. So ultimately I will be triggering an event. Inform others about the left participant. Do we have to do that? Inform others about the left participant? I don't think so. Why? Because once the page got reloaded, just after the page, the user gets connected again. The user will be part of the meeting. So we will have to just simply change the state a little bit, few things if needed, instead of just simply removing the state and then getting the user back and all. Alrighty, so these are the things that we have to do. A few things are commented over here, few things are still over, here. That's great. Let me remove this. The commenting part will be used somewhere else. Whenever the right time comes, I'm gonna be using them. Okay, so this thing is done. By the way, user reloaded the page. This event got triggered. I found the user. Once I found the user, then I actually did nothing. I just simply, literally I did nothing. When the page got reloaded, I just simply made sure that if that is the new user joining the meeting and all, at that time, if that hasn't joined the meeting yet, the request will be over. Okay, that's fine. That will be removed from the user side. Simply said, if the user sends a request to join the meeting and then maybe goes to the another page, socket connection will be disconnected. Hence, the user request should be removed from the host side, and for that thing I need to send this particular event to the host, and that's right. We don't really need to worry about it. What is the next thing? Once the page reloads, this happened. We are not changing the state. When the page reloaded, we are not even changing anything on the backend side. Everything is still the same because we know the user is gonna be back. Now when the user comes back inside these connections, at that time what we have to do? So whenever the user comes back, ultimately socket connection will be established. That's right, connection will be established. WebSocket connection established successfully. This is the message. That's great. I will be getting my params inside. From the params, I'm gonna be getting the connection ID. I'm gonna be getting the meeting ID. I'm even gonna be getting the token of the user. That's right. Once I got the token, validating that, got the header. Okay, that's fine. Once I got the header, I'm getting the session, checking whether the user actually authorized or not, authenticated or not. Coming back to the next one. Then I will check whether there is connection ID or not. That's fine. If there is no connection ID, at that time I'm gonna be creating one. If there is, connection ID. If there is no connection ID, in that case I'm saying that I'm gonna be assigning the WebSocket connection, but this time the connection ID will definitely be there. But still we want to do what? If there is no connection ID, I'm gonna be creating one. But if there is already a connection ID, then we will be replacing it as well. So connections, ultimately it's gonna be sort of the same rule, right? Connections, I will have the, I can copy and paste, or I can just simply even remove this if else condition. I will be just simply doing it like this. So ultimately cut, remove everything and paste. Why? Simple thing. If there is no connection, new connection will be created whenever the page is reloaded. So if the user is joining for the first time, at that time new WebSocket connection will be created. And the another thing is that if there was already a WebSocket connection, simple, this already a WebSocket connection, and the user reloaded the page, and then the user is joining the next time, it should be replaced, right? I mean, the new WebSocket connection should be there in the place of the other one, and I hope it will work. Connections, connection ID, the same connection ID is that. Just the new WebSocket connection is gonna be new one, so that's gonna be assigned there. That's okay. This will work. Okay, once this is done, what is the next thing that we have to do? Oh, the next thing. There's the thing. User is the part of the connections. That's okay. Now, check if the user is already the part of the meeting, because we have to notify others only when the user is already part of the meeting. Do we even have to notify others? few things here. When user simply leaves the meeting even for a sec, so disconnecting it from user disconnection will for sure happen. Inform others about the left participant. Do we have to do this? And if I'm actually informing others about a new participant, then definitely I'm gonna be changing the state as well. And if I'm actually changing the state, so suddenly user is gonna be disappeared and then user is gonna be back again. So whenever the user joins again, come on, yeah. So whenever the user joins again, at that time I have to inform others one more time, inform others, plus I will have to change the state. So these are the two things that I will have to do anyhow. So now it's completely up to me whether I'm gonna be going with this method or not. There is a one problem here. If the host leaves the meeting, then not leaves the meeting, if host reloads the page, that simply means for some time there's gonna be no host in the meeting. At that time, do I have to assign a new user a host, or there's gonna be no host in the meeting at all? I don't know how this Google Meet handles this. And if I'm actually not informing others whenever the user whenever just the user reloads the page, I'm not informing others, I'm not even changing the state, and I'm not gonna be doing this much. So what will happen? User left the meeting, user is still part of the meeting, the page just got reloaded, the WebSocket connection will happen and the job will be done. That would be the better way. Like when the page got reloaded, the user will still be there, the part of the state as well, the part of the meeting as well. The WebSocket connection is gonna be just something that will be established, and when it gets established, the WebSocket connection, one more thing, there are many things here. When it comes to the WebSocket connection that we are talking about, we create peer connections whenever the user joins the meeting. User joins the meeting, whenever the user becomes the part of the meeting, at that time we create the peer connections. So in that case, we will have to change the state. Like we have to inform others. When we are informing others, at that time we have to check whether that is already the part of the meeting or not. If that is already the part of the meeting, we don't have to make change the state, and if that is not part of the meeting, we have to change the state. That can be done. Yeah. So this way we will not have to inform others. Probably let's go with this. I mean, there's no good approach, bad approach. The logic is gonna be written for all of them. It's like which one suits you better right now. And as for my case, I just want to make it like this only. When if you reload the page, I'm not gonna be informing others that okay, you left the meeting, then you joined the meeting. It will be like reloaded the page, you came back, the WebSocket connection will be established, and then you are gonna be visible over there. So sort of these types of things are gonna be happening. One more thing, probably I will have to do. Whenever you leave the meeting, at that time what will happen? You will still be part of the state. If you are still the part of the state, then what will happen? When you join the meeting again, the state will not change. If the state is not changing, how will you render the new stream, video stream that you get? This will not be possible, because the state should be changing. Only then you can just simply render the new stream that you are gonna be getting. Turns out, anyway, we will have to inform others that okay, host left the meeting or the new user left the meeting, and then the user is gonna be joining again. Okay, if host leaves the meeting, we can do one thing. There are two things. If host actually leaves the meeting, at that time we have to make sure that other participant becomes the host. if host just reloads the page, at that time we are not gonna be caring about this much, because host just reloaded the page, the host is definitely gonna be back. At least this is what we are gonna be assuming over here. Okay, this informing others thing, this changing stuff will definitely happen, because if we don't change this, we will not be able to render the stream that we get from the new WebRTC connection, peer connection. So that's the problem. Okay, coming back to this one, inform others about the left participant. We definitely have to do it. And when we are informing others about the left participant, the participant is gonna be removed. That simply means, coming back to this one, planning stuff bro keeps going on. So whenever the page reloaded, disconnected, at that time we have to inform others about the left participant. So meeting participants, I'm gonna be getting all the participants, then I'm gonna be getting the IDs of them. One more thing, what is that one more thing? That one more thing is that right now the left participant on the backend side, that is still part of the meeting, just the page got reloaded, left participant is still part of the meeting. And as the WebSocket connection disconnected, I'm not gonna be sending the message to the left participant. So meeting participants for each, that's okay, but there is one thing. What is that? If the participant I'm getting, I'm gonna be if participant dot id, that's triple equals to left participant dot id, in that case I'll continue from here. Hopefully it will not be problematic. It is problematic. Jump target cannot access function boundary for each. What is the problem? Isn't this possible here? Cannot I continue? Can I break it? No. What is the problem, by the way? I mean, usually continue works. Okay, let's figure this thing out. So meeting participants for each, I'm just simply looping through it. Probably I will have to use a for loop over here. Yeah, it directly doesn't work. That's strange. If I'm using a for loop, then okay, it will definitely work. Let me ask this question. Doesn't continue work on for each loop? In many program languages where JavaScript, a continue statement does not work inside for each loop, because for is a method that executes callback, not a traditional loop. Okay, got it. So yeah, it does not work. So we have another way, for sure, over here, and that is using a for loop here. Oh, that's gonna be too bad. So I have the participants over here. From the participants, I'm gonna be getting each participant, so I will have to loop through the length of that. Any better way? Better way. For each. There is something called for off as well, right? For off. And how does this work anyway? Object I will have that can be actually an array, then I'm gonna be getting the element. That simply means I can say this, I'm gonna be getting participant from here. Once I got the participant, that's okay. I'm gonna be continuing with this. Hopefully it's gonna be working. So the whole code needs to be cut and pasted over here, and this thing needs to be removed, cut and paste. Alrighty, so I'm using a for off loop over here. Hopefully it's gonna be working. Let me even check it really quick. For checking this, I'm gonna be just simply saying this, that console for, what was that, const e in probably array 1 to, I don't think it will work for the array or not, but let's see, console.log e. Oh well, it does work. Object means for any kind of object, so that's great, it is gonna be working. And once participant id is gonna be equals to left participant id, I'm gonna be continuing from it over here. And if that's not the case, then that's okay, I will be just simply going ahead, getting the WebSocket connection id, the message, I will be informing others. So this way others are gonna be informed. When others are actually getting informed, the type is inform others about the left participant. I'm definitely changing the state. What changing the state? I'm changing the removing the participant as well. So if I go to the web app, that must be inside lib only, right? Signaling.ts. Inside that is normal server process, and inside this we have on message. Come on, handle normal server process. Literally it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, that here it is. So what we are doing here, we are informing others about left participant. At that time I am just simply passing the payload over here. This is the logic. When I got that, inform others about the left participant, remove left participant, set left participant, remove participant from the other participants array, set left participant will be the, what does this do? Set left participant, okay, that's fine, sets the last participant who actually left, so that I can actually inform the people that this particular participant left. So that's fine, it does the job. The state is definitely changing over here, we don't really need to do anything. Okay, what is the next thing? The next thing is that just soon the user is going to be joining again. So yeah, that's actually a good one. So now whenever the page coming back to this one, server.ts, this is fine, this is going to be working great. Now the next thing is that whenever the page reload, the user comes back, the connection is going to be established. Check if the user is already part of the meeting. So whenever the connection establishes, user will definitely send a request to join the meeting. So inside a message, let me collapse this. Inside a message, I will be getting this normal process, of course, over here. Handle asks to connect. User will be asking to connect the meeting. Over here, what I have to do, first of all, I have to do what? When the user asks to connect the meeting, so the meeting, I have to check whether the meeting actually exists or not. If the meeting already exists, in that case, if the meeting is already there, I have to check whether the participant is already part of the meeting or not. So is already participant or not. If that is already the participant, then I have to just simply inform that participant about others and inform others about that participant. What does the participant usually contain? ID, username, profile URL, meeting ID, title, mic on, camera on, hand raise is host. All the values are gonna be the same. So we don't really have to worry about it. And how are we checking it? Meeting participants, some participant ID, if that's equals to ID, participant ID, that's equals to what? Okay, new participant ID. This is the ID that's what I was thinking, where am I getting this ID from? So yeah, that's equals to ID. So that's equals to the current participant ID. That simply means participant already belongs to the meeting. And in that case, I have to just simply inform. Now the question is, am I gonna be repeating the logic, or I'm gonna be creating some functions over here? Why? Because I already have few functions. Like this is the function that I have, handle grant join. So inside this I'm already informing others. So inform others about the new participant. This is where it's getting done. So this is the same logic that's gonna be used over there. Yeah, so ultimately what I have to do, inform others. This is the what it takes. It takes just the other participants. Then it will be getting the participants. It gets this. It already has new participants info. So two things I have to pass over here, and that's it. So this is gonna be not just normal function. So I will have inform others about new participant, handle inform others. What should be the function name? Inform others about the new participant. I'm gonna be creating one more function, probably just below here. then I will be thinking of the better place for it. First of all, let's have it here. So const function inform others about new participant. It's gonna be getting other participants. I'm just creating a function over here so that I can reuse this function participant array, and then it will be getting new participant. The type is gonna be participant, and just like this. Well, it's quite big one here, it's good one. So this is how it's gonna be going on. This is the function. It's gonna be, I'm gonna be copying and pasting the whole logic from here. So inform others about the new participant. This is the whole logic that's gonna be there. So let me cut this thing and let me paste it here, and hopefully it will be doing the job. So it gets the other participants, looks through them, gets the WebSocket connections, and after that just simply creates the message with the new participant info, simply sends the message. So this is the what function that I have. What is the best place for keeping it? Probably this is already a helper, normal process, this. And then probably I can create a util here. Let me see. They're just simply normal ones, but there are gonna be many functions in this this way. So inside helper, I can create one more. Probably that's gonna be what am I doing over here? Inform others about new participant. So socket helper, not socket helper. Come on, yaar, what should I be naming it? First of all, let me take the help of AI. With the naming convention, I get confused quite a lot. Like, where should I keep it? What is the right place and all? What is the problem? Alrighty, so I have a function that simply helps me inform others about the new participant. I'm working on the Google Meet clone project. So that function simply inform others about the new participant. So ultimately I pass the other participants, I pass the new participant info, and that simply loops through that, gets the WebSocket connection that is already saved in the WebSocket server, and simply emits the event. The question is, what is the best place to keep it? Inside which particular directory I should keep it? Just a minute. Meanwhile, it is just simply working. Let me be back. I'll be back within a few seconds and all. I think it's gonna be taking some time. Am I facing the network issue? Well, great. Alrighty, I hope I'm audible right now. Coming back to this one. So what it said, it is services socket.service.is best place. First, what kind of logic? Takes participants, finds the WebSocket connections, sends the event. So the UI, this is not UI, this is real-time communication. Recommended services or socket. Okay, layer. Then services, socket services.js. Okay, let's go with this services section. Best place to keep it, socket services.js. Fine. So I'm gonna be creating one more function over here. I have many inside source, of course, and I will have services, and just below this I will have socket.service.ts. That's gonna be a better name, and in here I'm gonna be keeping that particular function. So normal, this is the function that I created. Let me cut this function from here and let me use it over here, and export, of course, just like this. Few things I need to import over here. Hopefully this is gonna be done like this. Done. Alright, we have this function over here, and once we have this particular function, I'm gonna be back here, and once I'm back here, inform others about the new participant. So inform others about new participant, gonna be taking other participants, gonna be taking the new participants info, and the job is done. Similarly, I have informed new participant about others. It does the same thing. It gets the new participant, and inform new participant gets the other participant does the sort of the same thing. So I'm gonna be cutting this before even cutting this. I'm cutting a lot. Export function inform new participant about others. It's gonna be taking what? It's again gonna be taking other participants, is gonna be taking the new participants. So sort of the same thing. Well, this is not the right place. Cut socket services, paste it over here. This is gonna be taking the same data, copy it, paste it, but doing the different job. What is gonna be the different job over here? Let's see. Coming back to this normal process. अरे भाई किधर था मैं? हाँ, somewhere here. So inform new participant about others. At that time I have the new participant info, and I have other participants as well. Other participants, new participants. I'm just simply sending this info. So whatever I have here, let me cut this and services, let me paste this over here. Hopefully no problem as such. Once this is done, the normal server process, inform others, inform new participant about others, and other participants is gonna be passed, new participant is gonna be passed, and this is how it's gonna be done. So ultimately I have two functions that are doing their job. Okay, then I have send a deny message. Well, this is also one of the things, but okay, let's not worry about this. Am I facing the network issue here? Yeah, really badly. Not really badly, but okay, it's sort of inform others about the participant, and that can be new participant, that cannot be new participant. Inform the participant about others. They are the two things that we have to do over here, and doing it is sort of simple because we already have a function. When we are doing these things, informing others and all, handle if already a participant. So I'm gonna be creating a function over here because there are gonna be many things, and I don't wanna keep the things just at the same place here. So if is already a participant, in that case handle is already participant, I will have this. And what I'll actually do that, I'm gonna be creating this particular function here, export handle is already participant. It will be getting few things, and it will be just simply getting the job done. By the way, inside this I have to do these two things. Alrighty, but I don't know, it could be the beta name, it could not be the beta name, that can be I mean beta with the help of AI, but it does make sense, right? Handle is already participant, we are handling it. If that is already a participant, that's great. I have to just simply import it over here. Once this is done, then this will be running if already a participant, otherwise something else. One thing, if that is already a participant, that simply means the new participant that I got, if that is already a participant, so I'm gonna be just simply passing new participant over here. It's gonna be just simply getting that new participant info over here, as simple as that. Once it gets that, so what do I have to focus on? I have to inform others. So first thing is that I have to inform others. In that case I have to even get the meeting, and I think where server kidhar gayo? I have so many things open. Close everything. Let me go to normal process, especially when the participant asks to connect. So I am handle asks to connect, I am here only, and I got the meeting ID, I got the ID, these things, and once I got this, so handle, I'm passing the new participant info. I'm gonna be sending the meeting as well, like this is the meeting that this particular participant belongs to. So the meeting will contain everything else, whatever is needed. So I'm gonna be passing this meeting as well. This meeting is gonna be here. What is the type of the meeting? The type of the meeting is the coming from where? Coming from this, sorry, not this, meeting, this. Why do I have this here? This is the types for the WebSocket only, WebSocket types, ws.types.ts. okay, so when it comes to the meeting, so it will have the host, it will have the participants. That's sort of okay, fine. Alright, we got this much. What is the next thing that we have to do? We have to inform others about the participant. Inform others about the participant. Got it. So for that thing we need to have other participants over here. So const other participants, in the sense when we are doing this, we already have this and we need to have other participants. Other participants, that's gonna be equals to meeting dot participants. But this participant contains this particular user as well, because this is not the new user, rather this is the user who reloaded the page and trying to join the meeting. That simply means this user is already the part of the meeting. It's just that it is joining again, so informing others and all. Having said that, yeah, sort of right. By the way, when I'm gonna be using two functions over here. First of all is gonna be inform others about new participant, by the way, though that is not a new participant, and then inform new participant about others. These are the two functions that are gonna be used. Inside this particular function, I need other participants, I need new participant. Other participants means, in that case, this new participant is not the part of other participants. So if I actually want to get the other participants over here, किधर जाऊं? Come on yaar, how long will I suffer from this sneeze? Ooh. Why am I sneezing for? During the day I wasn't sneezing and suddenly I started. Coming back to this one. Socket. This is where I have to just simply go through. So I have to get the other participants, and for getting the other participants, I'll make sure that other meeting, I'm gonna be filtering actually over here. So filter participant party, or just p dot id, that's not equals to what, new participant dot id. You can go through the logic. It's quite understandable that this is not the new user, right? This is the user. I can call it just participant over here, because name does matter in this particular case, or doesn't? It doesn't matter. So participant. So this is not a new participant, this is already the joined participant. So handle is already participant. So once I have this particular participant over here, so I'm gonna be just simply saying this participant contains all the participants, including the user who is joining again. So I'm just simply gonna be filtering that particular participant from here. So meeting dot participants filter. If participant ID is not equals to current participant ID, then okay, that is gonna be filtered, otherwise that will not be filtered. I have the other participants. Let's do one thing. Let's simply pass other participants, and let's simply pass participant over here. Same is gonna be happening over here. Other participants and participant. Writing the logic blindly, not quite blindly. We are thinking about it. We are discussing this stuff. There could be some bugs. We will be fixing them. So what will happen now? When the participant tries to join the game, the participant will be informed. Like what? Others are gonna be informed about that particular participant. And when others are getting informed, what is happening here? Inform others about the participant. When others are actually getting informed about the participant, at that time what is happening? So let's go to the front end side. Signaling, but ultimately the main job will be handled inside normal process, and inside normal process I should have inform others about new participant. So when I'm actually informing about new participant, at that time I'm actually creating a peer connection. This is where peer connection is gonna be created. All about WebRTC stuff, if you know that, you must understand. Okay, so this particular thing is done. Great job. So one thing is done. What is the thing done? Coming back to our main logic where we were discussing the stuff. So user, whenever the page is reloaded, user is still the part of the meeting. User is still part of the connection, and we are replacing that. Inform others about the left participant, change the state. We are doing that. When the user joins, inform others and change the state. We are doing it again. Again, state is automatically getting changed. The logic was already written for that. We just simply triggered that. PC user joins the meeting, part state change, changing the state, render new stream possible. We have done everything from here, so we don't really need to worry about it. Joining WebSocket, replace WebSocket connection, WebRTC connection, inform others about the new participant, inform others about the user. Sort of this thing is done. Okay, so great job, we have done it. Again, there can be bugs, we will be fixing them. Let's talk about this one. When the user leaves the meeting, so user removed this. Whenever a user leaves the meeting, at that time user should be triggering an event that is gonna be leave meeting. Are we doing that? Not really. What are we doing right now? Whenever the user leaves the folder, apps, web, and inside app we have to go to the meeting. Inside meeting we have to go to components. Inside component, video component. Inside video component we have to go to end meeting. This is where we have the logic of end meeting. What we are doing, whenever we are clicking on that red button, end meeting button, so what is happening? Handle meeting, I am redirecting the user to the dashboard page. Should we do that? Yeah, no problem with that as such. Redirecting is not the problem. We have to emit an event. What happens here? Whenever the user is redirected, WebSocket connection gets closed. As the WebSocket connection is closed, so automatically, earlier what I was doing, whenever the WebSocket connection was getting closed, I was removing the user. Right now, I'm not removing the user, because WebSocket connection can also close when, first of all, if you by mistake went to another page. It doesn't mean that you should not be the part of the meeting anymore. You should still be the part of the meeting. Only when you end, then you should not be. So from here, what we have to do, we have to get the what? We don't have to redirect the user first of all. So this redirection will be happening at the end. Okay. First of all, remove the chats and all. Okay, we are gonna be doing that. But on top of that, I'm gonna be doing this. What is that? Get the WebSocket. Simply get the WebSocket. Const WS is gonna be web WS connection. This in user ID, hopefully, and a meeting ID is being passed and token is being passed. Let me see, even this is definitely the user ID. As for this network, hopefully it's gonna be fine. This ID is what? Let me see. Whenever the user joins the meeting for the first time, page.tsx, at that time set a WebSocket connection. I am passing the user ID. So to be precise, I can name it user ID, otherwise I will always be confused. ID is what? ID is user ID here. So user ID is gonna be equals to this ID. That should ideally be user ID. A user ID means the user's ID that I get from the backend side, of course. And if I change this, that simply means I have to go to my server. Kidhar gayo? Server. I myself get confused where I have to go. So apps, WebSocket server.ts. And now what am I doing over here? Whenever the connection gets established, at that time I'm getting the ID from the params. So ultimately I'm getting the params like this. This should not be ID, this should be user ID. And at the end that user is becoming connection ID. So that's okay, fine with this. I'm not gonna be changing a lot of names, just one is gonna be enough for me. Okay, fine. And now end meeting. I got the WebSocket connection, great. Once I got the WebSocket connection, I'm gonna be creating a message. What is gonna be that message? Well, it's not a good idea to keep everything over here, but for now we are gonna be still keeping it everything. Gonna be a bulky file, right? We should create even more services. Yeah, sort of a service, socket service. But okay, let's create it here. So message will have a label. Label is gonna be labels dot a normal process or WebRTC. This is gonna be normal one, and it will have some data. Data will have the type. The question is types. Where is this type coming from? types. I don't really have it, or do I have it? I just have the labels. I don't have. Okay, this type. Remove it, bro. This type that I have here, this should be imported from constants. And then these are the types that I have. Do I have end leave meeting type? No. So what will I be doing? I will be going here. Ask to connect this. These are the types. I will have ask to connect. I will have leave meeting type here. That will be equals to this. Copy paste. Okay, this is the type. One more type I will be needing later. End meeting, not for now, but of course later I'm gonna be ending the meeting as well. So this type will also be here. Alright, this is just the extra thing that I have done here. Okay, great. What is the next thing? Close this thing. Types dot leave meeting. This is gonna be the event. Payload. I'm gonna be sending some data. So whenever I'm ending the meeting, at that time, what do I have to send? Probably the user who's leaving. So the current user information that I have over here, current participant. So payload is gonna be equals to left participant is actually gonna be equals to current participant. Sort of fine. Okay, so this is what I'm sending from here, and at the end websocket.send json.stringify, and I'm gonna be sending this message from here. The job is done. So this message will be sent to the backend, and now the backend will have to just simply process that, and then I'm removing the chats and all the files from the database, resetting all the states, lastly redirecting the user. The only one problem is that this will take some time, and because of that thing, this redirection will not happen the right way. So just after this, I will be redirecting the user. Once I have sent the message will be sent, and it happens when the user actually leaves the meeting. So when the user leaves the meeting, this particular thing happens, and then WebSocket connection will also be disconnected, but ultimately this message will be sent to the WebSocket server. It will be just simply processing that. Sort of fine. Okay, what is the next thing? The next thing is that once we have done this, let me go to the server side, and WebSocket server.ts. I'm gonna be getting a message over here, that is for sure, and inside the message I will have the type label, that is gonna be normal server process, and then I will have a switch statement over here. I will have a case, and the type is gonna be leave meeting, right? Yeah, leave meeting that I have just created. Handle leave meeting, and I'm gonna be breaking it. First of all, I have to create this, so let me create it just right here. So export function handle leave meeting. This is how it's gonna be going on. The spelling is wrong, just like this. Come back here, import it. Well, this is wrong. Import this. Fine. I will be passing the payload over here. So data.payload, it will be passed, and that payload I'm gonna be getting the payload over here. The question is, what is the type of this payload? Let's make it leave meeting payload, and I'm gonna be saving this inside package constants db types here. Source payload.ts. I'm gonna be creating one more payload and exporting it from here. So export interface leave meeting payload, and it has nothing but a left participant. That type is gonna be participant. Simple. This is the very simple thing ever. Coming back to this one, I will be importing it over here. So this is gonna be imported from there. So I have it, And once I have this, what is that like this? Okay, once we have this, so what we have to do, we have to do everything what we were doing here. So once the participant is actually leaving the meeting, so first of all we have to find the meeting. So let me do one thing, let me go to server, and whatever we were doing here earlier on close, I will sort of be doing everything. Let me see whether some few things are they need to be changed, but overall things are gonna be the same. So let's see, let me copy and paste, and whatever we don't need we'll be removing. Let me paste everything here. Done. And let me uncomment everything actually. Turns out there are many things. Great, let me go through them one by one. First of all, we have the left participant over here, and left participant will definitely have the meeting ID. Suppose meeting ID is gonna be equals to left participant dot meeting ID. Once I got the meeting ID, this is done. Then I'm checking whether the meeting exists or not. Get the index of the left participant. I already have the value of the left participant. By the way, for getting the index connection ID I needed, now right now I can just simply say left participant dot ID. No problem with that as such. And what is the problem? Duplicate identifier, fine. Then why do I need this index? Then I'm getting the left participant itself over here. I don't really have to have the value of left participant here because I already have it, and I don't even need to have, I need to have index. Do I? Yeah, I sort of. So okay, I have the index of the left participant, and then left participant, this doesn't need to be here. Simple reason is that if this trigger, that simply means I'm gonna be having the value of the left participant over here, and so I need to remove this code. Removing what? Deleting everything. So this is done. Remove the left participant from the participant array. So meeting participant splice left participant index 1, that's fine. End the meeting if that is the, if the length is equals to this much. So of course the meeting is gonna be deleted as well, that's fine. Handle left host left. In that case, if host leaves the meeting, at that time I'm gonna be making another participant a host. That is also great. Inform others about left participant. We are gonna be informing others about the left participant. This is also that is being used again. So what will I be doing? Simple, you already know that. What will I be doing here? I'm gonna be not copying and pasting. I'm gonna be creating a service that's gonna be inform others about left participant. किधर गए हो? Service, socket service. One more service, 2 services we created here, 3 probably. These are the 3 ones that we have created. Gonna be creating one more because the code is getting repeated. Inform others about left participant. Pretty simple. We'll be doing something, what I don't know. So I'll be copying and pasting the whole code. So when I'm actually informing others about the new participant, so this is the code that's being used. So let me cut this. It's better to just simply segregate the code, make functions. Okay, so here we are supposed to be getting what? First of all, we need to know about the meeting. So meeting needs to be passed over here. So from where did I copy it? From here I copied this. So inform others about left participant. What all do I need to pass? Good question. So let me go here. It needs the meeting, it needs the left participant, and that is it. So let me give it the meeting left participant. Any problem? Sort of, no problem, it does the job. Let me give them the type. So meeting type is gonna be nothing but the meeting, just like this, and the left participant is gonna be the type of participant over here. So it has everything. Once it has everything, then come back here, pass meeting, pass left participant, and the job is done. Great, I'm doing it here. Yes, I'm doing it here. I can even create one more for this as well. So I can create many functions that are gonna be doing the job. Let me even do that at the end of the day while making it better. But what am I doing? How am I getting the meeting? I already have the meeting from here. Great, it does the job. So ultimately that simply means I need to remove it, of course. So first of all, getting the meeting, got the meeting, getting the left index, and removing the participant from the array, that is also happening. Ending the meeting if the length is 0, hosting, handling the host left, and lastly inform others about the left participant. Such a function it is, good function. Okay, this thing is done. This will be triggered, yes, whenever leave meeting happens. When this gets triggered, am I informing others? Yes, I'm informing others. When I'm informing others, state is gonna be changing. On the front end side, I'm already handling this thing, so I don't need to worry about the front end. Whatever the logic, if I'm using the same logic, that logic is already being handled. You must have seen that everything had been working well for some time. Then I thought of making the changes and all, and here we are. Changing in the sense, the code was working. Whatever functionalities we had, they were quite great, but it wasn't good enough. So we thought of working on the functionality part even more. It was just like that. Coming back to this one. So leave meeting, ultimately whatever we removed, user removed the connections I'm removing. Am I removing the user from the connections? This thing am I doing? Handle leave. No, I'm not doing it. Whenever the user left the meeting, don't you think that the connection should be deleted? Yes. Am I doing that? Or even have I done that inside server.ts? Let me see. So first of all, I was getting whenever the connection got closed, the connection should be removed. Not in this particular case, but in the other case when I'm actually leaving the meeting. So I actually copied and pasted everything here, right? Socket service. Let me see. Participant got the connection. WebSocket connection. Nope, not this one. Inform others about the left participant before even that normal process. Here it is. So got the meeting, left participant, get the index of the left participant, got the index of the left participant, remove the left participant from the participants array. So it is actually being removed from the participant array. That's great. End the meeting, ending the meeting if needed. Handle left participant if that was the host itself, so we are just simply assigning a new user as a host. So the participant at the 0th index is actually gonna be the host at the end of the day. And then connections host new host ID, gonna be informing that and all, that's fine. Connect host and all. So this is also working. And then inform others about the left participant. When I'm informing others, I'm just simply informing others. One thing I have missed here. What is that? I'm removing the participant from the meeting. I'm not removing the participant from the connections. Should the participant be removed? Participant has left the meeting. Yes, the participant should be removed. So whenever coming back to this one, I'm removing the participant here from the meeting. What I have to do, connections, delete connections, left participant dot id. So what will this do? This will that particular will be removed from the connections ultimately. Remove left participants connection. This will be happening here. Ouch, just a minute. So we have done this thing. Similarly, we are even deleting the meeting at the end of the day, and we are even doing that. Connections and left participant and ID if that does exist. that's fine. And apart from this particular thing, we are even handling everything well. So already this thing is also done. So remove this, inform others, change the state redirector to the dashboard. This is also done. So we are done with these two things. Ending meeting, this is something we are gonna be focusing on. We are not even ending the meeting right now. Well, the meeting will automatically be ended if you are the last user, so we don't need to worry about it. If you want to end the meeting in when there are 10 users, at that time you need to be the host first of all. The second thing is that we will have to write the logic for that. But if you are the last user leaving the meeting, so if the meeting your participants length is actually 0, there are no one in the meeting, so the meeting will automatically be ended. Great, this much we have gone through. Let's check it whether whatever we have been working so far, I mean for changing I have changed so many things. Let's see whether those so many things are actually gonna be working. Let me delete this code from here. And don't worry, if there are bugs, we'll be fixing them. What else? Sure, should we give it a try? Really excited to do that. Okay, yeah. Changed a lot of things. ls. अरे भाई docker process status. First of all, my local cluster is running here. Yeah, kind get clusters, kind delete cluster local. Right now I have only two things. So I have Postgres running, I have MongoDB running. What am I using over here? I'm definitely using MongoDB. Turbo dev. क्या होगा मुझे नहीं पता. Seriously, let's see. Seriously यार, at least in the evening I'm not facing the network issue that much. During that it was too much. By the way, leave it that. So too much. Let me sign in first of all. I should already be signed in. So gonna be redirected directly to the main dashboard page. Great job. Let me try to create a new meeting. क्या होगा मुझे खुद नहीं पता. For changing I have changed so many things. Hopefully it's gonna be working fine. It's just simply rendering right now. Wait for a while. So finish the file system. Here we are. We will have to enter the meeting name. New meeting. Congratulations, here we are inside the meeting. If I turn on the camera is getting turned on. That simply means so far things are sort of working well. Great. What is the next thing? What is the next thing? We even have to work on the UI part. I'm gonna be working on that. But let me ask another participant join the meeting. New incognito mode so that the same camera can be used both the sides. Let me ask this. First of all, I will be prompted to join the meeting. Sign in. Let me name it unstoppable@gmail.com. I think that was the email, and password 1234. Let's simply try to sign in. Invalid. क्या बात है? unstoppable@gmail.com. Is this wrong? Yeah, congratulations. Probably we will have to create one more account. Let me give it one more try. unstoppable@gmail.com. PASSWORD1234. Hopefully this is gonna be the right one. I cannot change the password directly as well. Why? Because it is hashed password. So even if you want to change it directly on the database side, you cannot change it. Connect. Google Meet. User. Unstoppable. I do have unstoppable over here. But what is the password? This is the email. Let me give it one more try. I should have that in my mind. Or have I changed the password earlier? unstoppable@gmail.com. I think that's the same ID, email ID. unstoppable@gmail.com. As for the password, that should be PASSWORD1234. Well, it's not gonna be possible. I don't even have this forgot password functionality yet. I haven't implemented that, or have I? No, I haven't implemented this functionality yet, so I will have to work on this. Let's work on this later. Let me click on sign up and create another one. Suppose this is gonna be VIPEN or yeah, Vipendra Raj @gmail.com EASSWRD1234 EASSWRD1234 login. Sorry, sign up. Done. Here we are. And let me cancel. This is something that we have to fix, that when you actually allow, so when you actually try to join the meeting, you don't directly get redirected to the main meeting page, rather there's another page that simply holds you back. So this is something we have to fix. Well, we are unable to end the meeting directly for some reason. We will be fixing this. Let me go to the home page, sign in, and let me ask this participant join the meeting. Arey bhai, meeting name I will have to enter again and again. Never mind. Even the request is not coming here. Many things are wrong. One thing is clear. Let me reload the page. The meeting name, new meeting. By the way, first of all, only host should be shown this particular option to enter the meeting name. But the another thing is that forget about the socket connection. Nothing is happening right now. Great. So what can we do now? What debugging? What else? Do we have any another option? WebSocket connection, asked to connect. WebSocket connection got connected, and then coming back to this one, connect host. This is the event that I got, that I got. Who is the host? Vipan Singh Patel is not the host here. Raj is the host. Reload the page then. Enter the name, anything that doesn't really matter. Okay, getting the option to allow. So allow it. We are in the meeting. Great. Raj is the host over here. And now what? If Vipendra reloads the page, then what will happen? Vipendra got disconnected. Let Vipendra join again. Vipendra got back. One problem here. So there is a problem in our logic. The thing is that whenever I'm not returning from there. So whenever I'm getting the mess array, whenever I am handling the normal server process, asking to connect, at that time, if you are already a participant, I'm gonna be returning from here. I was not returning, so the remaining logic was running, and then I was getting the request to join again. Great. Let me stop everything. Let me start it. And one more thing, let me fix this bug. What is that bug? That if you are not a host, you should not be asked for the meeting name. Only if you are the host, you should be asked for the meeting name. And that simply means meeting name should be optional for the user who is trying to create the meeting. We will have to change a lot of things. What are those things? Let me do one thing first of all right now to just simply check it really quickly. Later I will work on this functionality so that only host is allowed to just simply add the meeting name. I will be adding the meeting name by default over here. So meeting ID and page.tsx over here instead of having this prompt for the meeting name, this particular prompt, I'm just simply gonna say that meeting title is gonna be VIP meeting. Just like this. This is how it's gonna be going on. So that I'm not asked for the meeting again and again. Let me just simply start this, and hopefully everything's gonna be working fine. Whatever the bugs that we had, we are gonna be fixing them. Here we are. Reload the page. Let me see who is the host, who is the participant. How long has it been anyway? It's been 1 hour 26 minutes. Great. Why is it taking so much time? Compiling? Not compiling. Or probably... done. Here we are. Inside the meeting. Who is the host? Raj is the participant because there is no... host will have crown. It does not have. No one is the host. They are different meetings. No, they are the same ones. So if I reload this, I become the host. There is something missing. Let me end the meeting. I'm not able to. Okay, I'm able to end. Let me end. Okay, that's fine. Let me join the meeting one more time. I will be just there are still few bugs here. It did not work as expected, like at least yet. Let me click on new meeting. I should automatically become the host. Am I becoming the host? No. If I reload the page again, then I'm becoming the host. I'm getting this crown over here. So it happens the second time. It doesn't happen for the first time. The second time I become the host. The second time if someone tries to join the meeting, I'm gonna be getting the request. I can allow. I can turn on the camera. Everything is working fine. I can turn on the camera here as well. So ultimately it does work fine. Everything. If I reload the page, let me see. There are 2 users right now. We will be fixing the first problem. We have 2 users right now. Raj is the host and Vipendra Singh Patel is the user. If I reload the page of the Vipendra Singh Patel, gone, and Vipendra Singh Patel left the meeting. अब दोबारा जा भाई. The Vipendra Singh Patel didn't come back. Reload the meeting. Okay, it joined again. It did not work initially. So when I reload the page, okay, now it's coming back. So one thing, when we reload twice, then things start working fine. Right now if I reload the page, gone, and slowly come back, it will, अरे आजा, आ नहीं रहा. Reload one more time. Now it's back. There is something missing. We need to reload 2 times to get the result. Now we are getting the result, leaves that and then gets back. So now even if we reload the meeting, so Vipendra gets disconnected, Vipendra gets connected. If I reload the host page, host gets disconnected. अरे connect भी हो जाओ भाई. Gets connected again, but this time Raj is not the host. So it turns out we actually have to change a few things. We have to fix a few bugs. Let me start working on them one by one. What is that? First of all, when I remove it, the user must be removed from one more thing that I'm gonna be doing, that whenever I'm ending the meeting, so hopefully the user is removed. WebSocket server.ts whenever I'm ending the meeting. So ending the meeting in the sense normal server process. Come on, yaar, how long will I suffer? Handle leave meeting. So whenever I'm leaving the meeting, once everything is done, CLG. Literally, I'm gonna be taking a break here. Otherwise, I'll keep sneezing. Remaining or just meeting info, I'm gonna be just simply showing over here, and that's gonna be meeting. So meetings are gonna be fine because most probably there's gonna be only one meeting. This meeting, I already have the meeting, right? So I'm gonna be knowing more about the meeting here. So I'm gonna be logging the information of the meeting whenever I end the meeting. So hopefully it should be working as expected. So let me start it again. So what happens here? Whenever the user creates a meeting for the first time, let me do it here. If I create a meeting, I do not become the host by default or directly. That is something we have to fix. Okay, here we are. But if I talk about this, so Vipendra is here in the meeting, but Vipendra is not the host. That simply means the UI hasn't changed yet. If I show you the UI state, then Redux. This is the current participant info that I have. The host value is false. That simply means whenever quite a lot, yeah. So what do we have to do right now? We have whenever the participant joins the meeting, so ask to connect. So whenever handle asks to connect happens, so the new participant comes over here. When the new participant comes, so I get this. I check whether meeting exists or not, and then meeting. Once the meeting is there, I check whether the participant already exists in the meeting or not. That is already a participant or not. No. In that case, if meeting does not exist, so I have to check if meeting does not exist, right? In that case, so new participant is host is gonna be true. Meeting participant this, meeting this. I'm sending an event connect host. Is this event getting sent or not? This is what I have to focus on. So whenever the new participant join the meeting, congratulations, we are not getting that event. Great. Let me end this meeting, join the meeting again. Connect host, we are getting it actually. So once we actually got this connect, the user became the host. Alright, wow. As soon as I restarted this, it started working. Great. Let me create a new meeting again. Connect host again. Why is it working now? Such a good thing, bro. Earlier it did not work. Now I just started fixing, like looking for the bugs, and it got fixed automatically. Let me stop it. Probably it was some kind of caching related issue, but I don't know. Let me reload the page. How long will it take to compile a compiling dashboard page? Oh, jab I compile, done. Let me join the meeting. Connect host. It is working now. So earlier the problem was probably that there were some caching related issues, so it did not work well. But right now it is working well. So let's get reload this page as well. And right now, if the person actually tries to join the meeting, or just copy this, paste this over here, join the meeting. So it all already getting the request allow. Once allowed, 2 people are there in the meeting. I can even turn on the camera and all. And right now what happens if the Raj, the person who joined the meeting, if he reloads the page by mistake, left the meeting and joined the meeting again by default. So this is working, right? So if you actually have a look over here, the Raj will be leave the meeting and then will join the meeting again. And right now we don't have to allow. So Raj left here. Raj left the meeting first of all, then Raj joined the meeting. So yeah, it is working fine. Why it did not work earlier? Some caching related issues and all. If you don't join the meeting in one go, you will have to reload the page again. But okay, most of the time it works. I don't know what is the issue behind that, but yeah, if I turn on the camera, it is working. That simply means even WebRTC connection got established. Great job. If it were real camera, then I would be seeing my video here and here. I can even turn on the audio. Hello. Well, it's not gonna be working, but I should be getting it here. If I send the audio from this side, hello, then the audio is actually going to the other side. The thing is that I'm on the same device, so even if my audio goes from this to this, it is still in the same device. So whenever we deploy this particular project, at that time it's gonna be amazing. But for now, let's continue with this thing. So yeah, we have done it. And what is the next thing? The next thing is that if host reloads the meeting, then what will happen? Great stuff. Let's see. Host is gonna be reloading the page. Connected. Once the host connects again, host is not a host anymore. Earlier it was a host, right now it is not a host. So this is the bug that we have to fix. Okay. So what is the problem? We have to maintain this state, like with the host reloaded the page and all. So when the host reloads the page, okay, whenever the page reloading happens over, server.ts, whenever page reloading happens over here, so what we are actually doing over here, whenever the page reloading happens, at that time, meetings, this left participant, we are getting the left participant, we got the left participant as well, the participant who actually left. We are informing everybody that this particular participant actually left the meeting. That is great. but when the participant joins the meeting again, that participant is not a host anymore. That is something that we have to fix. Okay, this is fine. And then inform others about the left participant. That is good. There's no problem in this particular code. When the participant joins again, okay, how will I maintain this state that whenever a participant joins, that actually becomes the host? So the thing is that now whenever the host reloads the page, the host becomes a normal participant, and then when normal participant joins, you already know what happens. So this is something that we have to fix. Server.ts, whenever I am getting this message, the handle normal, handle ask to connect, whenever the new participant, that simply means is still the current one. Suppose host sent this join meeting option, at that time host is not a host. So what do we have to do? In the meeting we already have the host. And idea, what is that idea? That is pretty simple idea. Oh, that the thing is that we have this meeting over here, right? Kaha gaya bhai? Handle ask to connect. We have this meeting over here. Inside the meeting we already have the host, don't we? We have. So first of all we will be checking already participant. Great, we are sending the meeting over here. Great. Coming back to this one, kaha gaya? Yahi tha na? This one. Yeah, so we got the meeting over here, and then we are looking for other participants. We are informing each other. One important thing that I missed, what is that? New participant has a property called is host. That is host value is false by default. So what I have to see, I have to check one thing. And what is that one thing? That is one thing is really important thing, that if, what is that? If a meeting dot host dot id, it is a triple equals to participant dot id, that simply means that participant is nothing but the host. And once that participant is the host, so what we are gonna be doing over here, we'll say participant dot is host is gonna be true. That is it. But what is the problem here? Is host is possibly null. So this is fine. Okay, let's try this thing out, whether it works or not. Gonna be amazing. Just few lines we change, right? Hopefully the bug is gonna be solved. Coming back to this one. Let me end the meeting first of all. Soon the meeting should be ended. Nahi, right? Let me end it again. Yeah, because the page was not compiled and all. Stop it, start it, and let me see. Create a new meeting first of all. Okay, got it. New meeting got created. Copy the address, URL, paste it over here. Second user became the host, not the first one. Okay, probably the page wasn't compiled because of that thing. Let me allow from here. Raj is the host. Vipendra is trying to join the same meeting. Yeah, allow. This reloading thing does not work in the first go. I have to fix this anyway. So these are two users are here. If Vipendra reloads the page, disconnected, connected. Okay, if Raj reloads the page, disconnected, connected again, and Raj is still the host. So that's what we wanted to here with. This is the problem. On the other side this is fine, on the Raj side this is not fine. So when I'm informing, we have to do one more thing. What is that? We have to inform the host that you are the host, obviously. So what we were doing here earlier inside server.ts, if someone was the host, so we did what? We send this message to the host, connect host, containing the information. We are gonna be doing the same thing. So we already have the new participant. That new participant is the host, right? we have already changed it in the on the backend side. It has changed, only on the front end side we have to just simply work on this. So let me copy probably this much, and once I have actually copied this much, let me go here, and if you are the host, so participant is gonna be true over here. Few things are gonna be changed though. ID is gonna be connections host dot id, participant dot id. So I will get the connection, WebSocket connection. I'm gonna be sending the information, so participant. So this is how I'm gonna be just simply sending it. So this way it should be fixed though. Ultimately host will be informed that okay, I am the host, so I have to change the state and all. Let me leave, let me leave, let me create. This is not the host. Let me reload. Now this became the host. So this is something that we have to fix. This could be because of the caching issue or something. Let me do one thing, because sometimes it directly works, sometimes it doesn't work. What is the reason behind that? Turbo, cache, app, web, next, delete, and WebSocket server, no caching at all. Alrighty, what is the next thing? Stop, turbo dev, and see whether we are gonna be facing the same issue or not. It is just simply compiling. Let me even go to the dashboard page. Okay, let me click on sign in. Here I am, click on the new meeting, and it did not work. So when the first request goes, that does not work. So we have to fix this. Okay, never mind. When the second request goes, it does work. So if I send the request again, well, interesting. Now it worked after 3 times or something, but ultimately it became the host. This is something that we have to fix, exactly why it doesn't work in the first go. But let me copy paste. Let me ask the user to join the meeting. Send the request, bro. Okay, here. So in one go it doesn't work in both the times. So that is something I have to fix. Allow, they have joined the meeting. Crazy here, but okay, we will be fixing that. If Raj reloads the page, then gonna be joining the meeting very soon again, and this is how it just simply goes. If Vipendra reloads the page, that is the host, joins the meeting again, it is still the host over here. It is still the host over here. If the other participant tries to join the meeting, copy, paste. It's not like only 2 participants can join. Many participants can join, but I will have to reload the page. Crazy thing. That's the same one. For that thing I need to go to another browser, because if the same person, क्या बात है? Why it happened? If I reload the page, yeah, that was just the extra state caching related issue, because there were 2 browsers, and that is why it just simply happened. But yeah, we are getting it the right way. Great job. There's one thing that is here that is problematic. Whenever I create a meeting, whenever the first request goes from any browser, because if I create the meeting again, this is the thing. So whenever the first request goes, so at that time, end the meeting, connect again. Wow. So a WebSocket connection connected, chats fetched successfully. One thing is missing. This, whenever, what is the problem here? The problem is pretty simple. That inside the server index server.ts, the request is coming here. The request is coming even here. Ask to connect is getting triggered. Somehow this is not working. And sorry, not this one, this particular thing. And why is this happening? So I have to check what happens here. CLG already participant is host. Let me see, these two things I have changed over here. Let me do it again, and I have to check exactly what is running and what is not running, and why am I not getting, because if this particular is host log runs, that simply means event should be triggered, and this is where I'm getting stuck. So let me reload the page. It will be taking some time because it just simply compiles it and all. Great. Not great, because now I became the host. I didn't want to become the host. It is crazy, yaar. When I start testing, it works great. Now it works great. Crazy stuff. When I just normally work, it does not work great. And when I just simply start testing, it starts working so smoothly. Coming back to this one. Click on this. La. It is actually running right now. You must have seen earlier it wasn't running. Now why is it running now when it wasn't running earlier? What am I supposed to be doing now? Alrighty, let it compile. Will be closing this actually. Alrighty. Done. Create a new meeting. And finally it is not working. Great. That's what I wanted to check. Now let me go back here. WebSocket server. Meeting ID, this successfully saved the chat's info, this WebSocket server, bro. WebSocket connection established successfully. Aha. The request is not being sent here. End the meeting. When I'm sending the request, what am I doing? I need to just simply have some kind of log here as well. So from the front end side, the request is not going here. That is the main problem. So the problem is on the front end side. So whenever I join the meeting, ultimately signaling whenever the WebSocket connection gets established. So leave signaling.ts on open. I'm sending this particular ask to connect message. Send ask to connect. So reload the page. Done. Let me create a new meeting. It worked this time, and sent ask to connect, then connect event. I got connect host here. This worked this time, but if I actually stop everything, what is causing this issue? Reload it. The last I am trying giving it. After that, I'm gonna be going through it tomorrow. We have to go through all other things as well. All the fields required. Well, it worked. Interesting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Especially if I. Such a crazy bug I've got, literally. Let me go to the main page. Let me start it for the last time. But with whatever we had in our mind, we have gone through them. One thing is remaining, that is ending the meeting. That is even easy. We will be working on it. But for now, I'm gonna be taking some break, a little break, and then I'll be continuing from here, or maybe with some other things. Sign in, new meeting. It worked, yeah. Okay, so consider it done for now. It is working. Sometimes it doesn't work. Don't know what is the reason behind it, but most of the time it is working. So that's great. If it doesn't work in future, then of course at that time we will be digging deeper into it. But for now, it is, we are just simply sending the event, we are just simply getting the connected event. This is the host. So yeah, overall things are working. So whatever changes we were making, most of the things are working right now. One thing that is remaining, that is this particular part, this part, ending the meeting. I haven't implemented this, and this should only be for the host only. Host should only be end the meeting, be able to end the meeting. And this is one to do, and the another to do is that show meeting time. So ultimately we need to have a timer as well. So, or let me add it in the to do section. The meeting timer needs to be added. Show page, yeah, this is also, we have many to add meeting timer. So this is something that we need to add, and few more things we are gonna be working on definitely. So these are the things that are gonna be going on. As for right now, I'm just simply gonna be calling it. It's already been around 2 hours or something. Gonna be having some food and all. If I feel like going live, I'll be going live, but on different topic or on this topic. Let's see what's gonna be happening. But it will actually happen after a break. So I'm gonna be catching up soon. Until then, take care and bye bye.